Welcome back, Saline, to another episode of SHS Today. Today's episode, we take a look at the polar plunge, interview students that take part in the robotics team, and talk to the superintendent to discuss how snow days are decided. All of this and more on SHS Today.
Hello, Saline. Welcome back to another episode of SHS Today. I'm Luke Atzinger.
And I'm Lucas Barron. Let's get right into the show.
Coming up at SHS, the Drama Club is putting on a production of Shrek the Musical. It will be held in the high school auditorium and will be showing March 1st and 2nd at 7:30 p.m. and March 3rd at 2 p.m.
Many clubs seem to be on the rise here at SHS, but the members of this particular club feel they have truly grown into a team. Let's go to Nick Long to learn about Saline's very own robotics team.
Circuits, motherboards, computers, oh my. Have you heard about Saline Singularity? They've been a group for a while now. And what do?
Try and build a robot that can complete the challenge every single year. At each competition there are 40 teams trying to earn as many ranking points as possible. It's not about the amount of times you win, although that does help in the end. It's about how many ranking points you have. 40 teams go against each other and work together at some time First likes to call a cooperation. Because you're not just trying to beat a certain team, you're also going to have to work with them at some point. And then eventually, depending on which 8 teams got the most ranking points, we go into the elimination rounds, which the 8 teams get to choose 2 other groups to help them try and win the competition.
The process of fabricating these mechanical masterpieces is immense. First, they meet on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They share what they did the past week and how they can improve as a team, and then they go to work on the robot.
Saline Singularity has 5 different subgroups. We have the business team, programming team, electrical team, mechanical team, and the AutoCAD team. So depending on what the student wants to go into, they can choose, like, I'm on the business team, I'm the business team lead, and we manage making the bill of materials, writing essays for the awards, and so on.
A lot of hard work and dedication goes into these projects. I'm Nick Long, back to you in the studio.
We really appreciate all the work that goes into our robotics team representing our school. If you're interested in joining the team, please visit salinerobotics.org. With over 30 plunge events around the state of Michigan, people show their support for the Special Olympics community by raising money and plunging into a freezing cold pool. On Friday night, our district is once again organizing the annual Polar Plunge at the Big House. The SHS Connecting program has put in a lot of work to keep this event going, and it is always a huge success.
Yes, it is a small sacrifice for a great cause. All of our athletes deserve the same support, so please help them out by giving Team Saline that one last push. You can donate on firstgiving.com. Make sure you donate under Team Saline and show up at Michigan Stadium at 8 p.m. to cheer on our plungers.
With the amount of snow days we've had this year, our superintendent, Scott Graydon, had nowhere to hide from the heat on social media. Believe me, I love snow days as much as anyone, but it is important for us to understand the steps that must be taken to determine whether or not we have school. Let's take it to Will Fawcett to learn more about this process.
There's been a lot of snow days this year. We sit down with Superintendent Scott Graydon to get a little more information about the stuff he had to go through to call those days.
Typically, we'll start looking at a forecast, whether it be particularly, like, say, a snowstorm. We'll be a day or 2 ahead, tracking it, determining what we think is going to happen. A lot of communication with other local school districts, kind of determine what their plans are for monitoring. We always want to kind of know what's going on the west side of the county, north side, and then south. So typically, I'll be in communication with Dexter, Manchester, and Milan in particular in terms of kind of what they're seeing in their locations. And then we'll communicate that morning, typically throughout the day. If it's a big forecast, there's a lot of communication going on the night before.
Snow isn't the only reason school can get canceled.
If we hit that threshold, sustained negative 25 degrees with the wind chill, or just an ambient temperature of negative 25, that we will cancel school. And really what it is what's the temperature at the time when school would be starting.
Once the decision is made, the superintendent sends out a message to all platforms, including Twitter.
I will say the first thing I always do is post it to Twitter, so if you want to know where it's at, that's where I first do it. That seems to get the word out pretty quick, and then we follow up with the other methods. The fun of Twitter is kind of seeing some of the creative responses. The students are really, in most cases, very respectful, and I appreciate that.
For SHS Today, I'm Will Fawcett. Back to you in the studio.
Wow. There it is. Now we know what steps Mr. Graydon takes to call off school. Hopefully we will now have more appreciation for the work that goes into making our snow days possible.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'm Luke Atzinger.
And I'm Lucas Barron. Tune in next week for a look into our new club, a popular local restaurant, and a peek back to last Monday to check out a Saline Town Hall meeting.
Have a great week, Hornets.